Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Today we're going to continue on with top fives, but I'm going to change this one up a little bit because I was having difficulties. And I'm going to move on to eyeshadow palettes. And the reason why I have to change the theme a little bit is because I didn't think it was fair to call it like top five for medium skin tones when I can't give you variation. I can fiddle with different blush colors. I can fiddle with, different highlights, different types of bronzers. But when it comes to eyeshadow, I'm very much in a box, pretty much. So instead of calling it top five for medium skin tones, it will just be my personal preference of top five and what I think complements my skin tone the best and my makeup preference the best, and then you guys can go from there. If you guys like this makeup look, go ahead and head over to Instagram. Oh, I like that. Story time. So I went to a campus beautification yesterday at my school, and I was there for about 4.5 hours, and we were trimming like legit big bushes, and we needed to get them about like this high, and they were way above my head. Needless to say, my skin started getting raw. That was a trooper. You should see the magic that I did first time, and I thought it looked fabulous. This look will be on Instagram, and it's very simple. I really did not want to fiddle too much with my makeup. Yeah, looks very minimal. This video will be less than 10 minutes long. I'm gonna make it happen. So the first one is a Lorac Pro palette. And I believe this is the third one because I have 3 and this was the last one that I got. Looks like that. Can you just tell by the color scheme why I like this? These Lorac palettes are really pigmented, but it depends on the type of color. Sometimes they're a bit like splotchy when you blend them out, and they do have a lot of kick up, but the pigmentation for the most part is really, really good. Everything in like this range I really like. I don't know if you can tell from the screen there, but I have touch this quite a bit. I really like to use it a lot, and even if it's just for like a single or 2 colors from here, I will pick it out and then proceed with using something else, probably something that I will show you again today. And I like how they always offer like matte colors and then shimmer colors. That's what that looks like. If you're interested, go ahead. Biggest downfall definitely has to be the kick up. So every time you dip your brush in it, it's best to knock off the excess. This is the Lorac Unzipped palette. This is not the gold version. This is the original. There aren't that many shades in here. There's only 10, but 10 colors that you can use. Like, oh, this palette alone can create so many looks that I personally really like. You got bronze and you got like pinks, browns, all the colors that I love to pull looks together. And I think that the color selection in here makes it easy to create different looks that blend into each other. These pans are huge, so it's going to take you forever to run through this palette. I've had this for years. I use it quite often, and I still have a ton of product in it. I know that these palettes aren't as popular as the Pro palettes, but to be honest, for me, this and the gold version of this, they just suit my preference a lot more because the color selection, every single thing in it is amazing. Whereas I find that there are a number of eyeshadows in this one that I don't use, and these do not have as much kick up as the Pro palettes. Why that is, I don't know. These are not as pigmented. They're still pigmented, don't get me wrong, but they're not as pigmented as the Pro. I really do like the gold unzipped palette as well, but if I had to choose between the two, this one is my go-to. I can recall I hauled this, I'm pretty sure I hauled this a little or a few months after I started YouTube, or after I started doing beauty related YouTube videos. So this is the Stila In The Lights eyeshadow palette. It's kind of one of those palettes that I just feel like I need to put in because till this day I still love it. Granted, there are a lot of eyeshadows that I own now that I, as they come out, you keep purchasing more, and so a lot of stuff kind of gets pushed to the back burner, but I still love this palette. I still think it's worth it if it's available. I know that this palette may not necessarily be the one that people are like, wow, I'm gonna get that palette. When I started getting into eyeshadows, I think this was the first palette that just made me go, wow. Naked One had come out. I almost put Naked One in this video, but it was a toss-up between this or that, but I felt like as much as I used the naked one, this one brought me more like, oh, I really like my makeup look today. The color options seem very off, but when I put like different looks together, they blend so beautifully into the eyes. Stila In The Lights. This next one is pretty much one of the newer ones that I own, and just to put in the top 5, it really means it's really good. But I love this palette. This is the Master Palette by Mario from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And so when this came out, I'm pretty sure this is the infamous MUA for the Kardashians. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You can create different looks and all of the colors still blend into each other. I mean, you can use these and then you can use these, or you can use these. I think now this has to be my favorite palette. Look at this. These looks or these colors create the looks that I typically like to use at this point. I've actually heard a couple people, because I watch haul videos, who have talked about it and said the exact same thing. They all work together. I don't feel that's the case for a lot of eyeshadow palettes. Like, there are some where you look at a couple shades and you're like, why is this here? Everything belongs in this palette, guys. The opacity, the pigmentation of all the shades is consistent. They all are very buttery. They all go amazing on the lids, and they're quite easy to blend. These are my MAC palettes. I would consolidate them into one palette, but here's what I'm gonna have you guys do. I will link you to the MAC eyeshadow video that I did, and I show you my favorites, which ones I really enjoy, and then you can just watch that video to figure out which ones I like, because I loved those picks. Not all MAC eyeshadows are made the same, okay? I love MAC eyeshadows when they are done right. Check out that video that I made, and those are like the ones that I feel are like good. I really like them. I do. So that concludes this video. I know that it's not like quite as informative, but there's just so many eyeshadows in there. I want it to be general, and then leave it up to you guys to ask me questions down below, and then I will respond. I almost couldn't say that sentence. And then I will respond to you guys, and that way we can get the ball rolling. It's really hard when you have to talk about something that requires like so many steps, so I try to consolidate all my thoughts into one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys like this makeup look, go ahead and head over to Instagram. I will post it up there for you guys with all the beautiful makeup beauty products that I used to put this makeup look together. And if you enjoyed this video and have not done so already, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below in red. And till the next one, I hope you guys are all doing well, taking really good care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye.
나는 또 몽롱해지고